Chat, welcome in everyone. Happy Friday to ya. What's been up to? Hi JK, welcome in Will. Happy to see you, Nan Reader. Welcome. Ooh, I like that sound.
Happy Friday and happy
resub,
34 months. Still seems like yesterday. Thanks for all the good times and great food, Chef.
Thank you, Will. And yes, it does feel like yesterday. It's still March 2020, right? Don't have pastry flour. Oh well, we'll use AP. This would be better with pastry flour, chat. Nope. Stop making noise. Quit it. Stop. Ah. Let's get the oven cooking here. 500 degree oven. Just goes to 525, but I just was lazy and stopped at 500. But we're gonna get these tomatoes. I got some Roma tomatoes that we're gonna get roasting off. That's sort of second to getting our pastry together for our pie. Welcome, Michael. Congratulations to them. I am envious. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Cheers. There was a guy at the farmer's market that had to have been 60s, maybe 70s, but his parents were still kicking around. Or it was hers. Like, there was a case where they were living next door to each other and had been living next door to each other for ages, owned the land next to each other for ages. They were just, parents just didn't approve. Weird world. You start off envying the trust fund kids, and then you realize that they don't have the same freedom. Tomatoes. Oh, dough first. We need to get our dough going. Nope. How you doing, Splits? I would guess Clinton's enchiladas are not like typical enchiladas either. They're probably like I don't know, like, I don't know. But nah, I was going a little simpler with mine, with where he's not an actual Southerner. Like, well, he's a Southerner. He's not a Southwesterner. He's not Mexican territory. You know, I expect it to be that, but not quite that. You know, he'll have his version of it. Sort of like, it sounds like, the version of pizza that Bush liked was with a tomato base, even though I didn't, like, chat was no, I was no. I don't know, I'm picturing, like, tomatillo enchiladas. And I'm not showing chat what I'm doing with the flour. We're cutting butter into the flour here to make a dough. Little shake of sugar. Small pinch of salt. And cold water. Cold water. Overdid it with the water, so we're gonna have to add a bit more flour here. Didn't put the flour away though. Wipe my hands off again. Give that a moment to air dry. And I just want to give this a couple initial folds before I throw it into the refrigerator. I have before. That's one of those dishes I think is sort of overblown. It's one of those street dishes that it's been marketed. Like there's nothing expensive or exciting about okonomiyaki, even though I'm mispronouncing the dish. Yeah, it's essentially a cabbage pancake. You throw a little tuna on top that dances with the heat. Hey, Ozzy. I don't know why I'm kneading this. I'm not supposed to be kneading this. Because I'm paying attention to chat, not what I'm supposed to be doing. It's all your fault, chat. He says, absolutely lying. Like, how could that be chat's fault? Alright, we're gonna let that rest in the refrigerator. Why not in you? That'll work. Trying to remember, was it Mississippi he's from? Arkansas, okay. I'm guessing that means you've looked it up in more detail. Alright, so we've got the oven preheating tomatoes. Our dough needs 20-30 minutes in the fridge. That's what she said. So how long you been married? And another dish while it's in the... Oh, it's got a long... This one's got a bit of a bake tonight too, chat. I'm going to try and cut into that a little bit by making the tomato while we're doing everything else, but we still got a solid 40-minute bake on this quiche. I'm sort of realizing that the world's problems are boiling down to a lack of commitment between humans, whether it's in business or personal. I think of most issues with employment and, you know, like I've talked before about, you know, I was telling someone not too long ago that, you know, it's not in the employer's best interest to educate you. Like, it financially is not worth their time. That's even more so and more so as... And the same thing for marriage and a lot of other stuff. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily a problem or that I have a solution. but it seems to be happening. Was that too deep, chat? Here, stare at some tomatoes instead. Olive oil. Fine, salt. It's not even, well, it certainly is probably for people in their 30s. I can see that for people in their, like, when are you gonna make a baby for us? When are you gonna start? That's certainly, it may not be that direct pressure, but the indirect pressure is probably there. I assume this more for women than, like, I didn't get that really at all, but. There's also, yeah, there's also, women are much more independent now. And much more successful and much more able to be independent because they're more successful. And they should be even more successful. Oh, there's a scramble. I think I know that one, though. You were close. Oh, also chat. Oh, that was the wrong thing. The jalapenos are for. Like tomorrow. We got Morels. I don't think it's hydro. $500-degree oven for those tomatoes. We'll take a look at those in 20 minutes. We'll start with some garlic here for our going with. I'm gonna put some garlic with the tomato. So I think maybe we'll do some garlic oil. It's gonna take you 30 minutes? Hi, T. Nice. I wasn't gonna try and guess at the spelling, but I knew it. So like last time, I'm just going to chop these up and throw them with some garlic, toast them up, and we're going to blend that up with the tomatoes. We're going to strain it and turn it into a gel that we can then serve with the quiche. Do you think that joke is really why Ninja got into making shoes? These are not the best Morels, but I went with them. They are not the freshest. I tried to pick out some of the they had a massive pile of them there, which was impressive. And then one of the things that I do know about Morel's, chat, and safely eating Morels, because false Morels are also a thing. False Morels are not going to make you very happy. I don't know if they're actually deadly or they're just going to really make you sick. But the way you tell that your Morels are not false Morels is they have a hollow stem. Hollow. It also makes Morels great for filling. If you got a whole bunch with a nice... Just until we start seeing some good color here on the small bits, and we'll cut the heat on that. It's just a touch more. Going for flavor, not for, pretty chips to put in oil to serve with bread. I guess that's going to take a little bit longer. I'll cut through these Morels. Next Friday is Can It Be Delicious? Next Friday, chat, we're going to have 5 votes before we get going with dinner. And I'm going to cook dinner entirely from cans that you guys pick out. So I've already started collecting a whole bunch of cans. Follow me, please. Don't make me go back for the keyboard. There is a whole bunch of cans over here. Follow me back. And so in that pile there are such things as corned beef hash, sloppy Joe meat, or mamwich. I got Spam. I also got a unmeat, or non-meat, or imitation meat. That's in a somewhat similar sized can. So you won't be able to tell if it's that one or if it's Spam. I did take a good look down a couple of Asian aisles. I did take a couple looks down some other oddity aisles, and there are some oddities over there. But there is also a large number of different veggies, a large different number on one vote is going to be largely fruit based. I haven't decided for sure if that's necessarily how I'm going to do the voting, but there's one vote worth of fruit. Perfect. It's going to be interesting. especially if the camera follows me. It's hot in here. That oven be warm. This fan's not doing the job I need it to. Why don't you fit there? Of course you'd have fit there sideways. Next up, we're going to get into our spring onions, which I don't know if I would really call these spring onions. Like, they're onions in spring, but they're essentially young torpedo onions. Which, if you're unfamiliar with torpedo onions, they're the long or oblong onions. They don't really have a bulb to them, or it's not very bulbous. That ought to be enough for tonight's project. We'll throw this last one back in there. We'll keep the bag too. It's starting to dry out a bit. Oh. Actually, I don't know if these are young torpedoes. They aren't. Torpedoes are a little bit more torpedo-y than these. These are a little more bulbous. And we're going to start with just the actual red parts on these. This commercial ad break. Potted meat. I saw pork roulettes on a YouTube video recently and got me. I want some pork roulettes. Oh, hush. Why won't you hush, Oven? Give those another 10 minutes on that side. Hey, Alex. Okay, now I have to look something up because it's driving me nuts. I think we talked about it before, but... It is. What was... I guess it was St. Elmo's Fire that I was thinking of. But I was thinking of The Breakfast Club, and then I got into thinking, weren't we just talking about that? Aren't they making a sequel of that? No, they're making one of St. Elmo's Fire. And yes, chat, for some reason, those two movies are in the same book for me. I did just Google both of them, and according to the AI, there isn't anything for The Breakfast Club, but he had discussed in the past the idea of doing it with Cusack. Or with Anthony Michael Hall, not with Cusack. But they are apparently doing, like with the original cast, St. Elmo's Fire sequel. Oh, John Candy. grab a handful of this, and we're going to use that with the tomatoes as well. So this is onion for with the tomatoes. The other pan is going to be onion for with the quiche. So this is just going to be sort of a softening of the onions here. That's going to be full on cook. Any uglies or strays, I'm just throwing into the other pot. Perhaps Ozzy can fix that, otherwise I'll do it in a moment. Oh, I didn't censor it, but maybe Twitch did. So flame is off on the lighter cooked onions. Those are now lightly softened. These are still going. There was nothing there for me to do on the moderator panel. That's our timer on our tomato timer. Tomato timer. I swear I'm occasionally able to talk chat. Actually, we need tomatoes over here. Okay, now we're off with this pan. And we're adding this pan in there to help cool it down. Yeah, we're going to hold off on the tomatoes. Tomatoes we can deal with a little bit later. We're going to take this off of the heat too, because this tomatoes don't have to worry about that right now. Let's get this quiche going in the oven. So we got to chop up the last of our onions that I'm not giving a pre-cook to, and I'm just letting cook in the egg mixture. Nice, John Ray. What are you gonna do with them? What are you gonna make? Or are you just enjoying them all on their own? I'm not even 100% sure what type of berry that is. You know, that's probably enough here for our pie, and so that's going to be excess. Like, I can't get that much more green onion into the pie. So we'll add all of this to the other onion on the stove, if only just to warm up a little bit. Or cool down what's on the stove, vice versa. They early or late? I don't know the season, especially wherever you are. early, they would probably need more sugar. But they're probably more flavorful now. I would just strain them just to get the seeds out. I wouldn't bother with whole. Heavy strain. But that's my style, you know? Maybe you love that perfectly smooth, like it's in the plastic packets at the store jelly. So we got our roasted tomatoes. I'm still working on tomatoes, chat. I can't be working on tomatoes. Tomatoes is a later project. But at least I'm going to get the pan out of the way. Okay, so we got our mushrooms, we got our greens. We need our egg base. I should have shot it in chat. Sorry, headphone wearers. Meant for that to happen. Cold water on a hot, sweaty face is refreshing. Yeah. Lazy Susans are not a great corner design utilizer. Not a fan. Actually, I don't know if that's the proper term. It's definitely not the proper term as far as Lazy Susan is like a small little turntable that goes in the center of a table. But I don't know what the turn thing is like. This has got one of those. that what they call it in cabinetry too? That's hilarious. Sorry, Susan. Cayenne from the small holes this time. For those who don't get that joke, last stream I poured a ton of cayenne into something by mistake. Dried thyme. What do we got over here? Maybe we'll throw a little basil in there. Heavy cream, half and half. I wouldn't be using milk in this. I don't have any open. I'd throw a little dab of Grey Poupon if I had it. Do some black pepper. Salt. The other salt. I ditched you already. Yeah, we use salt and then we use MSG in a lot of stuff here. Then we've got our onions, spring onion, lightly cooked. And our Morels. It's already gone in, John Ray. And I am zoomed in on the cutting boards. You can't see anything but cutting board now, can you? Okay, back to rolling dough. Get the flour back out here. Well, there's a lot of alternatives. Maybe you're a fan of one of the yeast extracts, or you just have yeast extract itself. Maybe You enjoy nutritional yeast? There's two other scientific names that I can never remember. Pie dough. Sort of pie dough. I kneaded it a bit too much for pie dough, but... delicious. Photos in the Discord. I got out clean slices. And I think I'm the first looking at Reddit. Like, Reddit, internet search. Like, I've made that pie once before, but I didn't really post photos of it. Where are my thick areas? They're all around the edge. Or should I go deeper, chat? Yeah, it'll work nicely too. No worries. I sort of think this is a pretty good place to learn some. You just gotta ask questions, though, because I ain't Mr. Talkative. In other words, the education here is free, but you gotta ask for it. Well, and there's ads. So we'll just fold the hanging parts up under so it just sort of balances on the rim. Rolling it underneath so that it doesn't unfurl once again. This is a bit much, so we're going to cut some of that off. But balancing on the top. If you get any thin pieces or they come short, just throw a patch over it. No one's gonna see it. Unless you're serving an empty crust. Alright, so now we got our pie together. I'm debating with whether I try and risk putting a crust over the top of this. Not an actual whole crust, but whether I want to try and play around with a lattice or not. I don't think I want to. I've got the extra dough over here. That's why I was wondering about that. I've got a little bit of patch here and here that I cut off that we can cut into strips. The problem with doing that is I'm worried about the eggs. The eggs are going to rise and grow quite a bit. You put the lattice in the way, it may not turn out looking good. Yes, quiche has a crust. Are you thinking of frittata instead? A frittata is sort of like a quiche, but without a crust. Yeah, quiche is essentially savory egg pie. So now we're pushing this up against the sides to sort of prevent the dough from going inward. And that goes in the oven now. Blind bake for a bit. Oh, hey, you can't even see that. That's what we got there, chat. We got a whole bunch of blind bake rice with parchment separating it from the dough. And that's going in the oven. Give that 25 minutes. Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of an AFK tonight, chat, while this bakes. Because this is going to have about a 40-minute bake time. So we've got our tomatoes, which I'm now going to turn my attention back to. We'll add our cooked onion and garlic and oil in there. Infused all that oil with all that onion and garlic. We don't want to give that up. And we're going to give this a blend. gonna have to mute for the blend. So we've got blended tomato with onion and garlic. We're now going to have to strain this. Should have started with this to begin with. But I didn't want to clean an extra thing. That's ceviche, or not the ceviche, gazpacho. I was thinking of gazpacho because of the ceviche scramble. But that gazpacho, mighty good. That was good choice. We'll get rid of the solids, that's mostly skin, but there's some other stuff in there, but skin, seeds. That looks good, so we'll strain that off. Rinse out the strainer immediately in hopes of not getting it clogged with stuff that dries in place. That needs another whack taken at it later. Alright, so we got that. Do I just go straight gelatin with this? Or... do I even have gelatin right now? Don't need mung bean starch out here. Don't know why that's up front. I doubt it's in here, so I don't think I have gelatin right now. And hey, what do you know? Nice. No directions whatsoever for what their powder ratio is compared to leaf gelatin. Excuse me. Don't need the soap water in the pan. That's not going to help the tomato flavor. Now, if you want to make this, you can make this almost like clear. I know I killed the music there. If you want to go through cheesecloth, you want to go through coffee filters and thin that out, warm it up, thin it out. You can make that practically clear, or you can even do the tomato water trick where you just salt tomatoes and allow them to drain off and use that liquid to make your gel. Where'd you go, music? Alright, so we're going to start warming up this tomato because I'm not going to super strain it. Let's see, what do I have open already, chat? Oh, I think we gotta go with stars. Yeah, I think we gotta go with stars. Nice shot of my back there, huh, chat? You like my ponytail? Good ponytail tonight? So we're going with stars. We'll give this a rinse out. Nice. The like 5-line, learn the cross, start with an X and make a line across it, star. Very nice. Oh, I guess I could have done that too, huh? Oops. I was thinking of, I was supposed to have, like, cucumber or something else to go along with this whole ordeal, but I don't have it to use. Thinking about plating is why I'm wondering that. I was thinking we were going to have the gelled tomato cooled item, and I was thinking on the side maybe with a couple of other things like cucumber or like that. Don't have those now, and so now I'm almost debating, can we just put the stars on top as a garnish of the... But that might be, have to put it on there and take a photo, because the hot quiche is going to... I'm going to eat the quiche hot. I'm not going to chill it before I eat it tonight, chat. But the hot quiche could then melt the gelatin. I also preemptively bought tomato soup. I haven't looked at the weekly vote. Which one is winning? Yeah, the soup is winning over Italian flavored ice. It's not a landslide though. Well, I figured I would be fine anyways, because, I mean, tomato soup, you can put that in all sorts of stuff. I wasn't too concerned about it. It was I'm already buying a ton of cans that are on sale. I might as well grab those too. I mean, after all, I could throw it into next Friday's dinner if it didn't win. Still debating how I'm going to present the cans to chat. Because I sort of I want to keep it, what the cans are, secret from you when you're choosing. And they aren't all the same size. And some of them tell you what they are on top, and so I have to figure out a way to sort of like cover the tops. I swear, chat, there's a flame underneath there. Wishing I had bought some milk for this week. I'm gonna go through my half and half pretty quick this week. Ooh, bubbling. Alright, so we'll go in with our gelatin. cut the heat on that because it's up to a heat already. And we're using powdered gelatin, so it's not going to take much to get that doing. Blooming. Tomato soup stars. That's our blind bake timer on our pie. That's looking good. I need another towel to get that out. Nice light brown on the edges there. And drop the oven temp down to 350. We're going to put these lovely stars in the refrigerator to chill. So chill out tomato stars. This was a bad plan, because I don't have somewhere to go with it yet. We'll let the rice cool out. And so now we've got our par-baked crust. You sort of want to allow this to cool a little bit because we don't want to throw that egg directly into that while it's still, you know, don't even want to put my hand on it yet, you know. What's our temp here? What's our surface temp? Yeah, 180. Let's let that drop at 50 degrees or so. Even at 100 or so, you're starting to sear the eggs a little bit. Well, that's cool. We got gelatin. And I even checked. It's not expired. It's still got another 2 years. I don't even remember when I got the gelatin. I use it every once in a while, but it's rare. Ooh, that's gonna be good. That tomato. Ooh. Tomato is nice and bright in that. It's despite being roasted, and there is a roasty flavor there. I didn't waste my time roasting it, but most certainly didn't waste it color-wise. But that's still got some acidity to it, chat. I don't know why I keep putting my hand in here, but I showed you it was like 190. Dropping quick though, that's good. We'll have to see how much the plate retains as far as heat. It's pulling away on this side. I don't know if you're noticing, because it's so latched over on this side. When it's shrinking, it's all shrinking this way. I am putting the flour back away, though. I think I'm done with the flour tonight, chat. The rice I'm going to allow to completely cool down to room temp, and then it goes back into high weight rice. High weight rice. Yeah, I'm sort of wishing I had picked up maybe some lettuce or something. I don't know. Something to go along with this, because we gotta bake this. Not going to take that out, but I could take that out now. I've gotten it loosened all the way around, so this is gonna hopefully slice nicely. Because I don't see any holes in there for bunches of egg to leak out and stick it to the bottom. That is a possibility, though, but... We've dropped about 30 degrees. Sorry for the wind noise. You think it's gonna fit, chat? I'm gonna cheat. Add a bit of baking powder. Still a little too warm. This area up here is feeling alright. That's still a little too warm back here. About a 5-degree difference. We have any shakshuka fans in chat? Anyone out there that loves cooking pasta or cooking salsa and then throwing their eggs in it? This is an interesting alternative. You could easily throw salsa in this. Alright, I'm going with it. Dropping eggs in now, chat. Eggs and morels and onions. And now that's going into the oven once again. Dropped it down to 350. Wow. Be good not to spill it on the way into the oven, chat. And that's going to have to bake for at least 30 minutes, but I'm going to guess probably 40 to 45. I'll set a timer for 35. In the meantime, what do we do, chat? I think we're just going to take an AFK. I'm going to leave the music run. Well, do we do commercials AFK? Do we do music AFK? Thank you for the follow. Yeah, let's do a normal AFK. I'm gonna throw the old school commercials, and I will see all of your lovely faces back here in about 30 minutes.
A pleasure, Milton. In just a moment, we'll see how well Milton does at the Pentagon. But if you want to see busy hands at your house, just you offer this lively Christmas party dip that's so good to serve with king-size Fritos corn chips. Just follow the recipe right on the Fritos package. Of course, it calls for the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese, an 8-ounce package, which we blended with 2 tablespoons of milk till it's nice and smooth, like so. Then come 2 tablespoons of Kraft cream-style horseradish for zesty flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and finally, a dash of salt. And we'll blend our Philly mixture again. And when party time comes, let the folks enjoy this wonderful Philly horseradish dip with crisp king-size Fritos. There are those busy hands. Just remember, you make the best-tasting dips with the freshest-tasting cream cheese you can buy. Philadelphia brand cream cheese, made only by Kraft.
Here's an amazing free offer for everyone who's overweight. Even if you've tried other methods and failed, you can still lose ugly fat fast. Yes, thousands can tell you that calometric control is the only safe, sure, effective way to reduce. Now, this package contains the Wonder 10-Day Diet that gives you 3 delicious meals a day, plus a bedtime snack, even includes a jog for your willpower. Yet you take only 3 calometric tablets a day. And here's the sensational free offer. A 30-day supply of wonderful calometric tablets. A certified $3.50 value when you buy the regular calometric way to weight control. You save $3.50. Now that's a $7 value for only $3.50. A 50% saving. And how can you get your free bottle of calometric tablets? Well, just send in this calometric box top with your name and address. Your druggist will give you a postage-paid envelope already addressed to the calometric company. Now, don't lose hope. Lose weight. Get calometric reducing formula at your drugstore. Send the box top in the free postage-paid envelope. Get your $3.50 bottle of calometric tablets free. Don't wait. Act now.
Wow. Say, you gals think you're lucky you can get Swanson TV turkey dinners, but I say Swanson TV turkey dinners are a bigger break for husbands. Now, you take me. I can be early, I can be late, I can bring pals to dinner anytime I please, and get this, my wife never panics. She just takes Swanson TV turkey dinners from the freezing compartment of our refrigerator when I'm a little off schedule.
Oh, and right you are, Jack. And that is because Mary Lou knows that she can have a swell dinner ready in just 25 minutes.
Right.
And talk about easy. Well, she just pops Swanson TV turkey dinners in a hot oven. You know, they're oven-ready in individual heat and serve trays. With Swanson TV turkey dinners, you just heat and you serve big and hearty slices of moist, tender Swanson turkey with grand giblet gravy and special cornbread dressing and fluffy whipped sweet potatoes with golden Swanson butter and garden fresh peas with more butter.
Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get Swanson TV turkey dinners, Swanson TV fried chicken dinners, Swanson TV beef dinners from your grocer's big freezer.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation, Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
Everybody needs energy-packed Sunbeam bread. Yes, it's all aboard for fun in the park, but Junior hasn't got energy enough for fun. He'd sure like to ride that horse. Hey, what's this? An energy-packed Sunbeam sandwich. You bet every delicious slice of Sunbeam bread sure does pack a big energy wallop. There's nothing like Sunbeam Energy to help you stay on the beam. Now, look at them go. On Sunbeam Energy, they sure do enjoy life. Everybody needs the kind of real zip and zing pep that delicious Sunbeam bread gives you. Yes, stay on the beam with energy-packed Sunbeam bread. All day long, eat Sunbeam bread and renew energy as you burn it up. Eat delicious Sunbeam bread.
I'm a guitar and I have strings. I like to play while someone sings. Hi, gang. Do you recognize this mouse guitar? It's just like the one the Mouseketeers gave me. And now Mattel Toy Makers, the people who made my mouse guitar, have a big surprise for you. You can have your very own mouse guitar just like mine. And look, I wrote out all the instructions so you can learn to play the songs we play on the show. Remember, gang, you can now get the mouse guitar wherever toys are sold for only $4. Hey, I almost forgot. Be sure to see the Mouseketeer Junior, too. Just turn the crank and it plays the Mouseketeer theme song. The Mouseketeer Junior is only $1.80. Be sure to look for this label, gang. You can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
Daddy! Gee, Mom was counting on that Jell-O cake for Johnny's Scout meeting tomorrow. Okay, Daddy. It's so easy to make a cake with Betty Crocker cake mix. I'll make her another one. White cake, devil's food, yellow cake.
It's a good thing her mom's modern. I'm Betty Crocker. With my yellow cake mix, all you do is add water and a couple of fresh eggs. The other ingredients are in the package. Same fine things you'd use right in your own home. You'll get a perfect cake just like this, or write General Mills, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they'll send your money back. A high cake, a light cake, a better tasting cake.
And don't think it isn't. That's why Betty Crocker herself says,
I guarantee a perfect cake every time you bake, cake after cake after cake.
If you're a student, a mother active in club work, a man who brings work home from the office, this was made for you. The Remington Office Writer, a new kind of portable designed to give you the extra features you need. King-size carriage, so long it can handle a sheet of school notebook paper lengthwise. Look, the Office Writer types nearly the full 11-inch length of the paper, the only portable it can. The Office Writer types up to 10 carbons, so that even the very last copy is easy to read. Cut clear, clean stencils unlike any ordinary portable. See the exciting new Remington Office Writer at your dealers. The price only $149.50, carrying case at slight additional cost. Available after a small down payment for only $1.50 a week. Terms payable monthly, including taxes and a small carrying charge.
Well, no wonder my laundry bill is so high. All those napkins last week.
Doeskin.
What?
You should use doeskin dinner napkins.
Paper napkins? Oh, no.
I don't mean thin little paper napkins, but doeskin dinner napkins. You'll love them.
Everybody loves doeskin dinner napkins. These soft linen-like napkins are 2-ply in smart formal fold, in white and in beautiful pastel colors. And doeskin dinner napkins are big. They cover your whole lap, and they stay put. What's more, they last throughout the meal, and they leave no lint.
But they are nice. And they would save my linen.
They save you money, too. Doeskin dinner napkins cost only 49 cents for 5 dozen. That's a fraction of a penny apiece.
All right, Dottie.
You'll find doeskin dinner napkins, doeskin facial tissues, and other doeskin products at your favorite grocery, supermarket, department store, or drugstore. Look for the brown dispenser box.
Doeskin.
Philip Morris, America's finest cigarette, presents the Lucille Ball Desiarnaz Show, I Love Lucy. Good evening, and welcome. In a moment, we'll look in on Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, but before we do, may I ask a very personal question? The question is simply this. Do you inhale? Well, I do, and chances are you do too. And because you inhale, you're better off, much better off, smoking Philip Morris. And for good reason. You see, Philip Morris is the one cigarette proved definitely less irritating, definitely milder than any other leading brand. That's why, when you inhale, you're better off smoking Philip Morris. Later in the show, you'll see how you can prove that fact to yourself. But right now, why not light up a Philip Morris and enjoy America's finest cigarette as we watch Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz in I Love Lucy.
Hey, new Kellogg's Okays. Note the improvement? They put a bear on the box, which improved it so much, they decided to improve the cereal, too.
Oh, come on, Yogi. Let's be serious about Kellogg's new Okays, okay?
Like the Space Bears say, hey, okay.
Well, first, how nutritious are Kellogg's new Okays? Well, they're made from oats. And of all grains, oats are the richest in proteins and rich in other bodybuilding essentials, too. In fact, some people consider it their duty to eat oats. Yogi. But now, with a really delicious oat cereal like Kellogg's Okays around, people can have their oats and enjoy them, too. Especially Kellogg's new Okays. For Kellogg's new Okays are crispier... Cripsier and toastier, and therefore tastier than ever. So for the best in oats, get Kellogg's new Okays.
The one with the bear on the box. Suitable for Freeman.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light. That's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf
a casserole, or a spaghetti dish, a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
Yes, sir. If you want real entertainment, the best place to find it is in front of a General Electric Black Daylight Big-as-Life television set. Sports, comedy, drama, news, music. Yes, they're all yours, merely at the turn of a dial. This model has a big 16-inch black rectangular tube that lets you see everything that the camera sees, true to life and as big as life. Sparkling contrast and sharp focus give you pictures of such clarity that you feel you're right there on the scene. The cabinet, designed and constructed by America's leading cabinet makers, fits gracefully into any type of room. Genuine mahogany veneers, hand-rubbed for lasting beauty and durability, are just one example of the painstaking attention to every detail, which makes this cabinet one that you'll be proud to have in your home. The precision engineering and careful assembly techniques used in making this General Electric Black Daylight television set are your assurance of television at its finest. See it in operation at your General Electric dealers tomorrow. And when you see it, well, you'll know that you're seeing the best.
Say, do you remember this old milk glass set and hen? Well, you know, milk glass was an early American favorite. And when the folks in the old days wanted something really delightful, they'd take one of their milk glass goblets and pour some very fine wine right into it. Well, now, you know, it's Welch's wine that is keeping this wonderful tradition alive. A real wine for folks who really want the best. Yes, today's answer to this age-old family tradition is Welch's family wine, the answer to warm hospitality and really gracious living, and the wine that so many Americans enjoy these wintry days. You know, there is very good reason for this ever-increasing popularity of Welch's wine. Now, you folks know that all sweet Concord kosher wines are made from grape juice. And everybody knows who has been making the very finest grape juice for the past 85 years. Welch's, of course. And that's right, the only kosher wine made from Welch's grape juice is naturally Welch's kosher wine. Now, when you want the best in grape juice, you buy Welch's. So, doesn't it make sense then, if you want the best and most delicious kosher wine, you insist on Welch's family wine? You get several bottles tomorrow. Try the half-gallon size. You enjoy the wine of all occasions. That's right, when it comes to wine, you'll do well to insist on Welch's.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food, or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none-such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none-such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for Movie Week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
It's the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's a General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what they did. The non-skid base is the lowest you'll ever see.
The decanter has a 36-ounce blending capacity.
The non-spill lid is really smart. For blending convenience, it comes apart. General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why,
It's only 10 1/2 inches high.
stores easily on the counter or on a shelf. There's 1,000 things you can make yourself.
Make party spreads, great cabbage heads.
Blend the meatloaf for a family of 8. Make ice cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 1/2 inches high?
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy, ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open, simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
No, Jane and Ann aren't the Crest testers here. Their daddy is. You see, Crest also showed it worked for older people like the Allbrands before it became recognized effective against cavities. Jim, when were you in this toothpaste test?
Back in college.
Let's show the story filmed at a recent reunion. Well, Jim, how did you become part of this toothpaste test?
The dentists at Indiana University asked us to.
Did many others join you in the test?
Quite a few. 246, as a matter of fact.
Did every one of you use Crest in this test?
We use Crest. Their side, regular toothpaste.
Do anything special?
No, everyone brushed as usual for 2 years.
But your group had
34% fewer cavities with Crest.
You know what's happened since these tests, Mrs. Allbrand?
Well, a lot of us use Crest.
And Crest has become the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities by the American Dental Association. Their Council on Dental Therapeutics reports Crest has been shown to be an effective decay-preventive dentifrice that can be of significant value when used in a conscientiously applied program of oral hygiene and regular professional care. What's your program, Mrs. Allbrand?
Wash between meal treats, brush often, and have regular checkups.
And use Crest, of course. Crest with Fluoristan, the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities.
Now, at your favorite grocery store, the most amazing food wrap ever developed, Saran Wrap.
Have you tried Saran Wrap? It really is amazing. Saran Wrap is crystal clear plastic. It keeps everything you wrap in plain sight. And look, Saran Wrap clings like magic. It makes a neat package of anything you wrap, without strings or tape or rubber bands. Food stay fresh far longer and tastes better, too, because the flavor is locked in. Now you can prepare sandwiches for picnics and lunch boxes ahead of time and be sure they'll stay fresh and tasty. You see, Saran Wrap is a wonderful time saver as well as a food saver. Prove it in your own kitchen. Buy a roll of Saran Wrap today and you won't be without it again.
Get Saran Wrap at your grocer's. Saran Wrap is a product of the Dow Chemical Company.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box. Only Scotty's Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotty's new Magic Oval Box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotties. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotty's pretty new Magic Oval Box, the only one of its kind.
Something new has been added. The General Electric portable mixer now has a drink mixer for delicious shakes and juice drinks in quicker than a shake. An extra attachment at no extra cost. This GE portable mixer weighs less than 3 pounds, yet it's powerful enough to blend the heaviest batter. Also mixes sauces at the range. It has low speed for cookie dough, medium speed for beating frostings, and high speed for whipping egg whites. And look, this handy push button releases the beaters at a touch. And no dangling cord. You can remove the cord so it stores neatly on the wall. Comes in 4 decorator colors. See it at your GE dealers. Does any mixing job anywhere.
If you're still watching television on a small screen set, you're missing a lot. Here, for example, is a close-up on a 10-inch set. See how much smaller it is than my head? Now I'd like to show you the same close-up on a 21-inch set. There. Just look at the difference. She's as big as I am now. You can have big screen close-ups just like that. Close-ups as large as life with RCA Victor's great new 21-inch model, the Master 21. At the lowest 21-inch price in RCA Victor history. As little as $199.95. Visit your RCA Victor dealer soon. See television's greatest value, the Master 21. Big screen 21-inch quality TV for $199.95. And remember, every year more people buy RCA Victor than any other television.
Right, Aroni, the San Francisco treat. Right, Aroni, everybody's got the beat. Started out where cable cars play this song. Now tried at home before very long. Right, Aroni, the San Francisco treat.
From San Francisco, famous for food, comes Rice-A-Roni, the exciting new side dish. Here at last is a welcome change, a change from potatoes. Now you can serve Rice-A-Roni, a delicious side dish with meat, chicken, or fish. And you make Rice-A-Roni in minutes. Everything's right in the box. A packet of soup base, rice, and vermicelli that you brown in butter. Add the special herb-flavored broth, and in minutes, Rice-A-Roni. Fluffy, fragrant. A wonderful change from potatoes.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
Yes, always look for this Bird's Eye Bird, your guarantee of top quality frozen food. And your big Bird's Eye buy this week is Bird's Eye Orange Juice. Easy, you can serve it in a minute. Thrifty, it will save you money. Orchard fresh and delicious.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids.
This is where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day, all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in. And one of the easiest, simplest, and surest ways in the world to be prepared for hospitality is to have plenty of Coca-Cola in your refrigerator, ice cold and ready to serve all the time. It's a wonderful way to say to folks, so glad you came. Welcome anytime.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
I have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
3, 2, 1, blast off. She's up. Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and...
Hi, chat. Quit looking in my trash. Got another 2 minutes on this timer before we do our initial check on the quiche. Like I said, it may take a little bit longer, it may not. These are no longer wiggly, so I think these have set up here, potentially. Dare I risk trying to pop one out? So yeah, that worked. I mean, you gotta clean them up a little bit. Maybe scrape off the excess off of the top of this here. Why do I need to get that dirty? So that's looking like that's a success so far. Let's look in here. That didn't poof up very much. Didn't poof, chat. It didn't poof. I guess I can use a little bit longer. But I'm relatively happy with it. I mean, that one sort of had troubles coming out, and I could have maybe oiled these to make these stars come out a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier. But tomato sauce jello, chat. Yeah. Garlicky, oniony, tomatoey, very tomato, like deep tomatoey, rich tomatoey. The acid didn't come out nearly as much here as it did in the bowl when I put it. It isn't as bright. That maybe because it's cooled down. You get things below 55, you start messing with the taste of things. Fahrenheit. $55 Celsius would be, well, that would affect the flavor too. What am I going to do with these? I think we're just going to put these in the fridge. Oh, we can use one of you for garnish. Actually, no, none of you are really that good for garnish either. These are better for garnish. The break was very refreshing, by the way, chat. I was all sorts of hot and flustered, and I am now cool as a cucumber. I still haven't bought cucumber. Still not there. we're about 80% there. If you've looked how cakes and batters go, how they almost make like a ring because the center is still liquid and the sides are starting to turn to cake. Same sort of thing here where the egg is solidifying and it's still got a last little, in this case since it's oval, a little slit of like uncooked egg still. Well, it's all at least par cooked, but not completely cooked. I'm gonna go back to fussing with this for another couple of minutes. I'm going to try and clean up any excess tomato that would mess up the stars. For anyone just joining in now and curious what the heck I'm working on here, these are little stars that I have made filled with a combination of pureed and strained roasted tomato, garlic, onion, and a fair amount of oil. That was then pureed, strained, brought up to a boil, and added gelatin into. And so these have all gelatinized. They've been sitting in the fridge to take the star form, and that way we can use these as garnish with our quiche. Still not sold on how I want to do this. I'm kicking myself for forgetting cucumber, not only for tonight, but for the last stream too, or 2 streams ago. Cucumber balls, little melon balls of cucumber would be cute with this. I'm trying to think what else could have gone with this. I'm also not sure how the best way to go about unmolding all these stars is. Yeah, some of them are not holding up. I'm still giving that another 5 minutes. I guess we're up to about where I said it would be. Let's get the easier ones around the side first. Some of these jellied enough that that one bounced. So I think those were a success. I mean, we had a couple of breakages, but that's to be expected. Especially without having tested the recipe beforehand and having gelatin that gave me no guide as to how much I should use. I think that was success. So now we're just going to chill here another 2 minutes or so and wait for this quiche to continue baking. We're definitely pulling it out after these last 5 minutes, though. Or after these next 2.5. That looks like a quiche to me. As if it wasn't green enough. Take a couple of photos. Didn't quite fill out the full thing. Maybe should have done the pie tin instead. Still looks like it was nicely cooked though. And the crust does look like it survived alright. We haven't gotten too dark anywhere. Now they've taken way too many photos. You can see this is melting already here, so I'm going to pull that off of there. Gelatin's not going to hold up to the heat. But there you have it, chat. If it wasn't for the bake time, it would be a relatively quick one tonight. Both with the crust blind bake and with the quiche bake itself. But I think that cooked up nicely. I mean, you can see the egg there is all set up. Crust is nicely sealed on the bottom. I shall be back here on Sunday. We're going to be doing Venezuelan food. And I don't know if I'm going to be in any way accurate to it whatsoever. But I'm going to take my own crack at making their sweet corn pancakes, which are then treated almost like quesadillas. We're going to stuff them with fresh mozzarella and give them a bake to melt the cheese. Also stuff them with all sorts of other things, whether they're savory or sweet. But generally, it's traditionally a street food item with cheese or just butter. Alright, all of you lovely people, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Appreciate your company, chatting or lurking or whatever. I hope you all have a great night. Good night.